Morning, Judge. This is Aviana Janae McLean.
Thank you, ma'am. Counsel, go ahead and tell me what we got.
Judge, discussed this matter with the prosecutor, and the defendant is in agreement to pleading guilty to the harassing phone calls. She pledges that she will not call her grandmother again. And if the judge allows, if you allow it, Judge, she'll take it under 771.1, which would be the delayed sentence.
And was there a time frame discussed between you and the prosecutor, counsel?
It's a 12-month time frame that she offered, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Ms. McLean, did you discuss, can you activate your camera, ma'am?
Can you see me?
I can. Did you discuss your rights and options with Mr. Graziani?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand those rights and the options they present?
Yes, sir.
All right. And do you understand the possible penalty for the charge?
Yes, sir.
Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty to that charge freely and voluntarily today?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, if you would like to voir dire to get the facts to satisfy the plea, February 9, 2026 is the date on the file.
Hey, thank you, Judge. Ms. McLean, is it true that on that date that you made numerous phone calls to your grandmother?
Yes, sir.
And did she indicate she didn't want to talk to you?
No, sir.
No, we spoke earlier, and she wanted you to stop.
Yes, sir. She did want me to stop.
And but you still continued calling her. Is that correct, Ms. McLean?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Judge, I'm satisfied.
I'm satisfied as well. All right, I will accept the plea. And let's see, you're in Dallas, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you working?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
Say it one more time.
Where do you work?
I work for Garter World doing security for Google.
Thank you. All right. It says, I got paperwork here that says you got a file from 2025. Malicious destruction of a building. You're on probation.
Yes, sir. That's with my grandma.
Okay.
Judge,
And it looks like you were just placed on probation this January. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That was with my grandma.
Yeah. How long is your probation? Was it 12 months?
Yes, sir. And restitution has been paid in full.
Yeah. It looks like you already paid off all the money. You just got to stay out of trouble for 12 months, right?
That's a fair deal.
Anything else you got to do for probation?
None that I'm aware of. I do need to follow up with Mr. Grant after this court hearing.
Yeah. Make sure there's no other stuff, no other boxes you got to check to be successful on probation.
Yes, sir. Will do.
All right. Anything else you want me to consider before I sentence you on today's file?
No,
Judge, she's
sir.
been gainfully employed. She's got an excellent work record. She had a very difficult upbringing. Homeschooling has been thought that it's a lot of people think homeschooling is great. It should actually be a hybrid program. That's my little assessment. But as a result, Miss McLean did not have much interaction with other folks during her troubled childhood, and as a result, she became quite dependent on her family, her mom, and her grandmother. And as a result, it created these problems. And she's gainfully employed. She makes almost $30 an hour. She went to Wayne State for 3 years, and I think she's got a bright future. But like all of us, she may need some counseling, Judge.
Okay. All right. So my concern is it looks like the incident date on this one is 2/9/26. It was after she was sentenced. This could be a violation of probation.
Judge, I realize that. I still believe that she would qualify. You know, I discussed that with Miss Manarino, and she indicated that she could still qualify for 771.1.
Okay, but that doesn't mean she won't have a problem with the probation file.
Understood, Judge. Understood. Okay. I explained.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think it, quite frankly, it arose out of a same incident of anger and, you know, a little bit of stupidity. But like I said, Miss McLean's got a very bright future.
Okay. All right, Miss McLean, anything else before I sentence on this file?
Yes. So you said that it could be a violation. How does that work now? If it is a violation.
Anytime we put somebody on probation, one of the terms of probation is you stay out of trouble, no further offenses. So if you were sentenced on January 20 or January 6, 2026, but yet this charge came up in February, whoever sentenced you, I'm assuming it's Judge Martin.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, so Judge Martin could violate your probation because of this charge I'm taking the plea on. Whether or not she does or not, I have no idea. I don't know what conversation she had with you when you were sentenced. I'm just telling you.
So
that-
wait, I have a question, Judge. That incident for February 9th, I was already in Dallas, Texas, and had no communication with her. I did communicate with my grandma starting from Halloween up until my court date in January, but I never made contact with her in February because I was
Okay.
already in Dallas, Texas on January 10th.
Okay,
It
so,
could just be because of the filing with the delay, but I can guarantee you I didn't have contact with her after
Okay.
January 10th of this year.
okay, well, if that's the case, you probably won't have any problems with your probation file. I just have to warn you because my incident date is February of this year.
I understand. And
Okay.
with that being stated, with the probation hearing, if it is a violation, how would that then result for me?
That's on that file. It's not going to change my file at all.
Judge,
Okay.
if Judge, I apologize for interjecting. If you don't mind, can I speak to Ms. McLean again? Because I explained some of these things and I obviously didn't do a good enough job, sir.
Yeah, yeah. And based on what she's telling me, it might not be a problem, but I just
I
have
don't think
to.
it is either, Judge, but I simply want to clear that,
Okay.
you know.
All right,
Thank
take her
you.
back in the breakout room.
All right, I'll put you back in.
Ms. McLean, coming back in.
I'm here, Judge.
All right, are we ready for sentencing on today's file?
Yes,
sir.
Judge.
Okay, so I'm going to delay sentence for 12 months, which means no further problems today, from today forward. I'm also specifically ordering no contact with your grandmother. Am I pronouncing your last name correctly? Ivy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so no contact, no phone calls, no social media contact, no emails, none of that stuff. No contact.
Yes,
Understood?
sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Court costs are assessed in the amount of $300. Can you pay that online today or do you need some time?
You want me to pay $300 for restitution?
Not restitution, court costs.
No, not today. We'll do a
Tell me how
payment
much time you
plan.
need.
I just paid $1,000 for restitution, so give me a minute. I do have to pay rent and utilities here in
Within
Texas.
30 days?
Give me 60. It'll be paid in full though.
Thank you,
All right.
Judge. Thank you.
So we're not going to send you anything on that. I'm just telling you, you owe $300. I'm giving you 60 days to take care of it.
That's a fair deal. Thank you, Your
Okay,
Honor.
so you don't get any reminders from us.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
That
sir.
takes care of it, Mr. Graziani?
Yes, Judge. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're here today for a dangerous dog misdemeanor from August 5, 2024. The prosecutor wants me to dismiss that. I'm assuming that's all right with you. Okay. That's the good news. Unfortunately, the bad news is you owe us money on some other stuff. So let's see if we can talk about that.
I did some emailing.
Are there any other files? Hold on, man. Hold on. Are there any other files with her name on them?
I can look. I looked earlier.
Judge, what's the last name, please?
First name Cynthia, last name McGoldrick,
MCG.
MCG. Looks like she's got 4 or 5 files in warrant status, but they didn't send the files in.
Yeah, there's no other files for it again.
All right, so I've got a 2019 Van Buren Animal at Large, 2019 Van Buren, I'm not even sure what that stands for. Something with an animal charge. 2 charges, Van Buren 2021, unlicensed domestic animal in violation of technical requirements, and all those are in warrant status with money due. All told, because not only those, we've got some other files that you owe us money on. All told, you owe us over $2,000. Okay. Since when? Because as of April 7th, we've got no record of any payments.
I already made about 3 payments of $200.
When?
The 10th of each month.
Okay, so my records don't reflect that. You sure it's not some other file? Okay. So how much are you making?
I make
No, payments, how many?
$200 a month. I think I've made 2 or 3. And I know I started off with the $50 one that you have to do to get into the payment plan.
And when's the last one?
I just made one.
Like today?
Like 3 days ago, 4 days ago or something, just to make sure it was before the 10th, sometime before the 10th. I never
Okay.
got something that said what my payment plan was going to be.
Yeah. The only way that happens is if you come in here and make the payment plan and ask for paper to leave. So here's what I'm gonna do. Today's file is dismissed. Go downstairs, make sure they have record of the payments you think you made and get your plan when you walk out, you have paper.
Yeah, I'll send you.
All right, go downstairs.